Hello, everyone. This is round 5 of the summer round robin. Uh, I'm white against Craig. Uh, I think I've done enough prep to kind of know what's going on with his openings. Although he's done a little bit of changing, and yeah, there it is. Um, it was it was kind of tough to prep against Craig for a similar reason than it was against Elliot. Except Craig kind of flip flops between two openings instead of the 100 openings that Elliot does. He's between the French and the Sicilian, and I think probably for about a year he's played only Sicilian against me, and maybe one French was what I found. Um, and I play a different variation now. Back when he played the French, I played Knight C3, and um, so we're already in unexplored territory. Um, Probably I go the Knight. This variation's a little bit tricky, I think, but I can't remember why this queen variation. Something about delaying the knight, but maybe I'm just going crazy. I'm not sure. It's probably nothing. Um, yeah, it's probably nothing. I might be thinking of okay, that's very weird. I might be thinking of the knight c6 and then the knight here without going queen b6. That gets a little tricky because the knight gets to f5 pretty early, and you never really want to take here. So anyway, I'm digressing too much. What is going on with this setup here? Knight to e7. I can't say that I have any idea what's going on. So we're really gonna have to work through this one here. Let's see. I need to somehow transpose this into something where I know what's going on. Um, I mean, if I put this in the engine, I'm almost positive that's the move, and we can look after the game, and then I'm sure you followed up with bishop e3, but I'm not comfortable playing that. I want to maintain my pawns. I want to try to get b4 pushed and force this capture so that I can play knight c3 and kick the queen off that diagonal. It's a very common French idea. I bet I can do that now. Let's just go a3. I think I can transpose. Like if he plays knight c6 and then I play b4. Does that transpose? No, it doesn't. I've already made a mistake. It doesn't actually transpose. The bishop needs to be on d7 for the variation that I want, where you kick the queen. So yeah, this is already maybe a little bit difficult. A3 is just unnecessary. Um, and I probably should have just stuck to something simple. Um, Let me see. No, okay, this is recoverable, I think. Yeah. Now the problem is if I go here. Is that a problem? The problem is if I go here and captures, he goes knight f5. And it's a bit annoying. And I guess I can guard with this. That's reasonable. But I also have a chance to take here. I thought he would go knight f5 now, and that would have been annoying. I have a chance to take here. I think this is something that I want to do. Hmm. Yeah, this seems a bit more reasonable. To capture and get a bunch of tempo. I do get a lot of tempo. But it is an unfamiliar position. Um, so I'm thinking after takes bishop e3, queen here. And then I probably just go bishop d3. Seems like a pretty good position. And we can compare it to if I just go here now. Ah, right. Okay. No, there's a sacrifice on b4. I can look at it more after the game, but pretty much if I played this over the board, I should have remembered. If I go here, and then there's a capture on d4, and he goes knight here, I actually can't play bishop e3 because then he takes. I don't have a knight on c3 there though. Okay, it actually would have been fine. I'm confusing myself. Let's go here, and then we'll just go bishop d3. And this structure is reasonable. It's not the most comfortable structure ever, but I feel like I can manage a bit. And let's actually go here. I want to kick this queen. I want it not guarding this pawn, so when I play bishop d3, I'm actually threatening to take this, and then I can maybe scoop up the pawn with my queen. But we'll see. Yeah, this is something that I still need to work on. Playing against the French is tricky. If they play the main line and you do your homework, then it's pretty easy. But if there's any sort of move order difference, that deviates from what you're used to, then it's extremely difficult to figure out what's going on. Yeah, then my pawn's hanging. I can't go bishop d3. Damn. So this is already not ideal. I can go bishop f4, I can go bishop d4. I'm leaning towards d4. Yeah. Bishop f4, do I really go there? No, definitely not. Bishop d4. Bishop f4 I think runs into knight there. That doesn't look so good. Yeah. We'll go bishop d4. This looks more solid. My bishop's not great, but we're just hoping that we can hang on to this pawn at this point. Yeah, I guess I should have started with bishop d3. So mistakes all over the place. Maybe I'll get lucky and he'll just take my bishop, and then we can forget anything ever happened. That's the dream, of course. Yeah, if he goes knight g6, I mean, I'm really not wanting to have to play queen e2, but I think I'm going to have to play queen e2. It's very unfortunate. On the bright side, his position isn't very good either. He's kind of struggling for space, struggling to figure out where all of his pieces are going to go. So this is okay, I suppose. Like if he goes knight g6, he's going to have a bishop on e7 and he's going to castle. And then what's his plan against h4? To pick on the knight. I guess I can go here, but that's not really that permanent. Okay, so we're going to go queen e2. I think without thinking. And I guess we're going to hope he doesn't see this, and queen check. Yeah, very rough game. Very, very rough game. The move order deviation here really confused me. I guess I'm okay, though. I guess I block with the queen after that. And then if he goes queen here, I can just move my knight. So I'm somehow holding. It's not pretty, but I'm somehow holding. Oh, man, oh, man. And I would have been... oh, okay, that doesn't do anything. I would have been fine if it wasn't for this meddling queen. I didn't realize that it was attacking the e-pawn when it came to c7. So... I guess I get myself castled now? Probably. I think he was just wanting to prevent this, which is fine. I think I need to develop pieces, though. Boy, oh boy. That knight coming there. Is that a problem? It doesn't actually look like a problem. Let's go for this. Uh, um, if I go here, knight takes, pawn takes, queen c3. Is that annoying? I can move my rook and then I lose this pawn. That's kind of crumbling. Let's go g3. Get ourselves castled. I want this knight to stick around, guard my dark squares. And we're still gonna pre-move that. I still see the queen c1, but we're gonna have to pick a lesser of two evils. This is promising for me. Yeah, this is making me feel much better. He's kind of ignoring everything. Not really sure what that move does. I can do this later, so that's excellent. I can do it now. Is that getting too greedy? It's just fianchetto. It's a rapid game. I gotta get moving. I already got put in the tank during the opening, so I guess he goes bishop b7, and then yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, this is an obvious weakness, but I have a dark squared bishop on it, and he can never really attack it with a knight. It's hard to get a knight there. Okay, and let's get ourselves castled and pretend like nothing happened. And somehow we get to the middle game and I have a spatial advantage. Not really sure how that happened. I guess because he played the French, but it could have very easily gone sour on the queen side for me. Okay, this is pretty reasonable now. So let's go for this. Get an open rook file. Probably, right? We can pre-move this capture. And h4 and h5, that'll come at some point. But he's sort of... I feel like this is a bigger weakness that I can take advantage of. And this is something that I think I need to take advantage of now. Like, if he had his bishop on b7, then this move isn't as strong. And if he moves bishop b7 now, of course I just win a pawn. So I think this is something that I need to do now, and then we'll go kick the knight later. And wouldn't you believe it, I'm up on time. Tough game. I can't wait to review it and figure out what the hell happened in the opening. I mean, I have an idea. If, rapid games are tricky like that. You kind of have to be very careful about what moves you're taking a lot of time on, and something looks good and yeah, so we're trading pawns here, aren't we? It's not the best trade either. That's reasonable though. Okay, this is reasonable, I suppose. I missed that. So what was I saying? Rapid games, yeah, they're really hard. Probably in a classical game, I do just fine against whatever French variation that was. But yeah, rapid games can be very challenging. So he takes my b pawn, and I mean, I wasn't really going up a pawn there anyway, so this is fine. It's just kind of a different way for him to go about trading. So we're gonna get a middle game here. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of tension resolving over here, and we're gonna get an interesting middle game. an interesting middle game with where I have some space on the king side here, so I should take advantage of this, but I have to be careful about this queen side. This queen side could become a problem. So he can go a5 here, for instance, and that's, yeah, that move's no joke. I'm very surprised at that move. That move just loses a pawn. Don't I take the a pawn? My pawn's pinned though. Yeah, my pawn is pinned if I do that. Huh. So that doesn't quite work. But if I take the a pawn, he can't push a5. It's a plus. What to do? It seems like such a weird move. I guess, I mean, it connects the rooks, but yeah, what a strange move. So if I take on a6, he goes queen c6? Queen b6? Which one? b6 kind of looks nicer. Goes queen b6. And then I don't have any other way to guard that pawn. I could push it, which definitely makes queen to b6 nicer, because after I push it, he can take with the rook. Yeah, I can also go knight here, and then I can take this on the next turn. But if I go knight, yeah, no. If I go knight there, he's going to push a5, and I don't want him to have a pass pawn. I mean, I'll have a pass pawn too, but he's got the outside pass pawn. His pawn is better defended. And my fianchetto bishop was, I mean, it was more just it more just came out of necessity. It didn't have anywhere else to go because I had to make this awful queen e2 move. So, yeah, we'll just take on a6. And he should play queen b6. And then, I don't know, probably I push. Pushing looks nice. Rook takes a7, rook takes a7, queen takes a7, queen b5. And then I know I'm playing on the queen side, and my pawns are pointing to the king side, but I don't see anything on the king side. Everything on the king side looks too slow, and those bishops scare the hell out of me. Queen b5. He has to move his dark squared bishop. See, there was always there was always this chance too that he wouldn't see that my that my pawn's pinned. That's always an attractive reason to make a different sort of move like that. All right, I guess. So now we just got to hold on to it. That's step one. Let's queen b5. Queen b5, he goes rook b8. I'm kind of trying. I mean, I'd like to play here, but then what if he just attacks this pawn again? It's not so good. It might just be what I have to do, though. So we're kind of getting the same position where I think I push this, but my knight's going to be here, and his bishop's back here. So that's a better position for me. And then maybe I'm playing queen b5. Maybe. That looks like a better position. Let's do that. Because queen b5 now is very unclear. The only reason why I'm looking at queen b5 now is to stop the queen from attacking the pawn. It hits the bishop. It controls these two squares. But if I go queen b5, he probably goes here. And then I don't really like queen a4. The bishop's kicking me. I'm losing a lot of initiative, so I think I'll just develop a piece, connect my rooks. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know, maybe I can somehow figure out what the hell to do with this pawn. Where does he go with this queen? If he's not careful and he goes here, I do have rook here. But then he can take with this bishop. And I take and bishop takes and then I guess I can double on the c file. Or I can hit the bishop. Then I have back rank issues. Queen b6 now. Yeah, was that one of the moves that I said was good? I don't remember. I have rook here. It's kind of cool, right? So I can still push. And we get all those trades, and we get me playing queen b5 and knight here and my rook over and stuff. That's an option. That's my safe move if I need to fall back on that. I also have rook here. And then if bishop takes a6, then I go rook takes a6. He can play rook takes. I play rook takes b4. And then he has a check. So that doesn't work. I have to push it. And let's go here. So we'll just play for this where I'm going to have to give up my pawn. I assumed I would eventually have to anyway. And we'll just try to get some queenside play going. The only reason why this is really working is because my pieces are more active than his. So that's definitely pretty encouraging. I can also go knight b3 here. But then doesn't he go bishop a6? And I guess I have rook a1. Bishop takes, rook takes. I like my position there. It seems reasonable. Knight b3 looks nice. Queen b5 also looks nice. Queen b5, bishop takes. Yeah. Let's go here. He's got queen moves as well. But knight c5 looks nice. So if he attacks my knight somehow, I can always guard it. I can always come over here. I have options. So I do think I need to do this. So, yeah, I have the kingside space, but the bishop pair is very annoying. So I think I need to play over on the queen side while I have the piece activity, and I figured he would do that. And let's go rook here. This could be a draw. I need to somehow get these bishops off. What's that all about? Huh, that's strange. Strange choice. I think I'm winning now. I think I can go queen e2, queen a2. No, he can break the pin pretty quickly, actually. But this is fine. Queen a2 is still a good move. And I have this coming. He needs to go like queen b6, probably? is pretty good. But he needs to make it so that he can go bishop b7 soon. Or bishop b7. Queen b6, I think, is his best option. But I'm just applying pressure. Yeah, it's annoying that he doesn't have back rank weaknesses because of these two pieces. I have to somehow. I'm not winning. I thought I was for a second, but he can just dodge and just block the pin, or break the pin. Man, those bishops. They're very good pieces. Extremely good pieces. Yeah, and worth noting that queen b7 doesn't work. I just go bishop f1. I think queen b6 is the only move. It's not the easiest to find. He has queen b8, right? I guess he can do that. I don't even know what that does. His bishop's almost trapped. But I think we should focus on the important thing. What is he doing? Maybe he doesn't think that I can attack this again. Kind of forgot about that move. I was planning on making that move anyway at some point. My bishop's horrible. The knight can't even go anywhere important. Let's go bishop f1. I think I got a little lucky here. So somehow it seems like, of all things, my tactics are prevailing. My opening and positional play this game was very, very bad. Yeah, that's a chess move. How about that? Wow. That does work, doesn't it? Not bad. So, what to do then? Bishop takes a6. Bishop takes a1. Queen takes. Queen takes a6. Trade. And I'm left down in exchange. Okay. I think I have to play rook c1. I'm actually not winning here. Queen takes here. Bishop takes a1. Yeah. I think I have to go here. Very strange now that I'm not winning. I thought for sure. Okay. Let's get these pieces off. This is too much for me to handle. And then which bishop do we take? Let's take that one. That one scares the living hell out of me. Just bishop there, I didn't want to see at all. Scares the hell out of me. And then I think he has to go bishop here, I suppose. And then what's the play? I don't have any penetration points for my rook, which is extremely annoying. So it's probably just time to get my king in the game, I think. Maybe just like rook c2 after the bishop moves. Stop his rook from coming there. He has a knight f5 move, but it doesn't really do anything. That's a strange choice. It's like a complicated choice. I'm not sure why he would go for something like that. I have knight c5. I don't know if I have anything else. Knight d2 and to knight b1. Does he have any way out of that? I don't know. I could run my king in there. Yeah, he's got a way out of that. Let's just go knight c5. He can get out of that. Oh boy. What a tough one. This is going to be... It's going to come right down to the wire. I don't think that was the move. I guess we'll go here. He has bishop takes here that I missed. Yeah. Let's, I think his rook is better than mine. Let's go here. And then let's go here. Oh, that's fine. That gives me a passer. And a chance to get my king in the game soon. I'm hanging pawns. Uh-oh. Okay, let's guard that. Alright, commentary is gonna be non-existent shortly. Okay. He hung that. We'll take him when we can get him. And then we'll run our king. I can ignore everything on the king side. Mostly everything. Can definitely ignore that. Okay. I hope this was reasonable technique. I had a rook here that I missed. And let's come back and guard this. And then we'll go here. And we have to avoid any stalemates. Like, that would be very bad. Avoid them like the plague. And then we'll come here. Okay, I have a little bit of time banked now. So that's extremely ideal. Alright, we somehow managed. Very close game. Let's give this a click, I guess. I think the endgame after he hung the piece was probably reasonable, I think. But I think that probably goes without saying. So there's a lot of confusion here in this opening, right? Yeah, queen b6. So all of this is fine. And the normal line is, of course, knight here, a3, bishop d7 to stop the bishop from coming here, and then b4, and everything just kind of goes as normal. And the line that I try to achieve, if they go knight here, which is a small mistake, is to go knight c3, and then on knight f5 we can go knight a4. And I mean, this kind of defeats this particular line of the French. It just doesn't work. The queen has to go somewhere else, and white's much better. So on this move, they have to play rook c8, And then things get complicated. You can play like bishop here, bishop, bishop e3, and then bishop d3, and then castle, and you kind of continue developing as white. Both sides have their chances. What's the other line? Yeah, the line that I mentioned that I was confused about is actually this line, I think. I guess you can oh, not that line. What am I saying? The knight h6 line. This is confusing because I don't really ever want to take that knight. And maybe even more confusing is knight h6 here. Because now I really don't want to take that knight. I'm losing this. I think this was the line that I was most worried about. And I think I'm supposed to go bishop d3, but I don't remember. Because then there's bishop d7, and then I have to go bishop c2, and it's really confusing. So that line is a bit annoying if you don't know what you're doing. And I guess you can always take the knight, but not if the queen's on v6, you can't. So there's a lot of scary things to dodge. If you only know that main line where a3 is played and bishop d7 and knight here and yay, white gets a slight advantage, you're gonna be in for it when they change anything up. Just like I was here. So of course this is a bad move, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, bishop d3 was the move that I looked at and I was like, I'm sure bishop d3 is fine. Oh, and I said this move. This is the move I was talking about. Oh, it said d takes d5 for a second. Yeah, bishop d3 was the other move that I don't remember if I talked about or not. Yeah, I guess this move is somewhat reasonable. It's usually how it works in the French. If they block their bishop, it gives you a chance to take this and get some get some pressure, some counterplay, just some activity. So yeah, a3 is not the move. So what's yeah, I can't even look at that. So bishop d3 should have been played. And then, yeah, this is kind of interesting to explore. So on bishop d3, what do you do against knight c6? D takes here. So this is another one of those instances. And then just castles. Yeah. It's tough to know that you're supposed to do this. On knight g6, you can just guard it. And white's just a little bit better. This pawn's actually pretty strong and easy to defend. So, yeah, if you only play mainline French advances, it's hard to know. It's hard to know when to take this and when not to take it. And clearly, I don't know. Don't know it well enough anyway. D takes c5 here is, I guess reasonable. And then the mistake here. I thought the bishop move was fine, and then queen here, and I should have just played bishop d3. I think. It's saying bishop f4. Oh, because of knight g6. And then I have to take it. And that's not ideal. Tough position. Very tough position. I guess b4. Queen b6, and then... Again, complicated. Because what do you do about this? I guess c4. c4 captures... You're not supposed to play bishop takes? This is where I get confused. I guess you don't have to. Yeah, very complicated. Very tough to figure out in a rapid game. Bishop e3. I mean, I kind of know why this was a better move than taking it right away, but it's hard to realize that when you're playing the game. Yeah, and b4 is, of course, just not good at all. This is just a horrible move. Here, knight g6. And now he's just pressuring me, and I can't do anything about this. I'm surprised about this. I thought that there would be bigger fluctuations and that I was losing by much, much more than just 1.7. I'll definitely take that with how poor I played the opening. Queen e3, I guess, to defend this and all of that. Queen e2, yeah, knight takes d4 is showing up, but then bishop d7. So I'm not really sure. So this I thought was mostly reasonable, or at least considering the opening as reasonable as I could have hoped. Castles, a4. Yeah, this was definitely missed. And I guess he did have bishop d7 here, didn't he? And then I have to guard this pawn. Yeah. So this is a missed opportunity for him. We both have weak pawns. His is here, mine's here. Except he can defend his, and I can't really defend mine with too much comfort. So that's definitely a missed opportunity. I mean, I can like guard it here. Bishop d7, queen d2, and then he takes it, and I can't take. So I gotta somehow figure out how to guard this pawn too, with all these moves coming. It's not gonna happen. That was definitely missed. But thankfully he bailed me out. Yeah, I'm fairly certain about b takes a6. Seems reasonable. Bishop c8. I think we talked about. Yeah, what was going on here? Best move queen b5? Oops. Queen b5. What to do about this? Computer said it was the best move. Queen back? And then queen b2? Then what do you do? What? Queen d3? And then what about rook? What about rook back? Wow, chess is hard. Rook a4? I never looked at that. It says knight bd2 here, but the queen's here instead of here. Yeah, computers are really good. Because the queen has options, whereas when it's here, it just has no options. That's interesting. It's just something I never considered. Yeah, I was content going knight here because I knew queen b5 was not really getting me anywhere. It's not a bad move, obviously, but it wasn't really getting me anywhere. I couldn't see the plan. That's a very cool little idea there. And then yeah, a7. I think if I'm gonna lose the pawn, I think I want to lose the pawn on a7 rather than a6. That hurts. So a7, and then I get some play. Knight b3. Is queen b5 better? This is probably another. No, knight b3 was reasonable. Yeah, rook b1. Okay, fine. So this, it looks like I finally got my head together around here. What was going on here? Oh yeah, I made mistakes. Okay, rook a1, rook a8. And then wow, I had nothing here. Was knight e7, was that the best move? Oh, it was fine. Wow. Every move works. Alright, I don't know. Shows you how much I know. Okay. But the pressure is nice. Bishop, queen takes. Yeah, I had to get the queens off. I didn't feel very good about my position at all. Which bishop? Yeah, king takes f1. Without a doubt. Oh no, rook takes c3 is right here. Yeah, I didn't want bishop h3. That looks really annoying. Even if I had the knight move. Oh, did he not have this? This was another position that I was scared about. Knight a6. Yeah, we were down pretty low on time at this point, I think. Knight a6 is nice. So he got somewhat of an advantage here, it looks like. And then blew it with knight c6, and then I blew it right back. Yeah, because I hung a pawn. So what should he have done here? King f8? Yeah, I figured. I was waiting for his king to get in the game. And then, what can I do here instead? And then I think that's king e2. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, why did I want to relocate my knight so bad? No idea. Yeah, no idea. Oh, I wanted to guard the pawn. Yeah, if I can somehow get my knight to d3, that's kind of the dream square. I mean, d4 too, but it's not going to stay there. Yeah, tough game. I actually played somewhat okay. I mean, 9 inaccuracies. I think a lot of that was whatever this was. That's surprising. No enormous mistakes, just there was definitely some there. And then here we're just running on seconds and somehow managed. Not really any fireworks at the end. So that's good. Study your endgames, kids. Even the imbalanced ones, because you get to situations like this where, yeah, and I think I can play rook b8 there. Oops. You get to situations like this where you have seconds on your clock, and you just have to know them. Even if you're a knight up, it can get dangerous. Like if he wins this, and I don't know what I'm doing, then which is conceivable, then you're in for it. It's going to be a really hard game, really disappointing game. Um, yeah, I guess it was like that in the opening too. Same kind of deal in the opening. If you're playing a quick game, you have to know your openings really well. You have to know them by heart, so that you don't need a whole lot of time. And then yeah, I thought this was all pretty reasonable. Cool. All right. Whoops. So I made it through the first half, 5 out of 5, which I didn't really expect. I mean, I expected a good score, obviously, but some of these were close games. Uh, Especially this one. I think this was my closest game. And Craig's in last. He has no wins, no draws. He's 0 for 5, and still my closest game. So, I mean, yeah, it's a somewhat competitive tournament. So, of course, I'm happy to get what I got. Um, but okay, so uh, we'll have to play a better opening next time. And um, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.